Hello, and welcome to this week's edition of the Good 5 Cent Cigar Newscast. I'm Maia Hembruff. Thank you for joining us. This week, we learn about campus dorm safety, visit the site of an egg drop competition, hear student opinions on the recent ban of transgender athletes in the NCAA, and get faculty perspectives on President Donald Trump's time in office. And of course, David Okula will have all things URI athletics covered in this week's Rhody Sports Corner. First up, Kat Sheridan spoke to university staff, students, and RAs about dorm resident safety on campus.
I'm here at the University of Rhode Island to see what procedures are in place to keep students safe in their dorms.
So it's my understanding that every building has card swipe access as well as camera footage there as well. In addition to card swipe access, all of our fire doors are automatically locked and also have card swipe access there, and then the camera footage that I mentioned as well. But we have RAs who are on call who sit in the main office who kind of monitor the main entranceways of all of these residence halls, right?
So that's kind of like our role if it's like a combative issue. But for the most part, we are the people that make sure, like, if somebody has an issue within the dorm where they feel unsafe, they can reach out to us. And of course, we just really delegate to them who they should talk to upon where the best course of action should take place.
Public safety is required to do rounds on second, third shift, exterior rounds to make sure that there's no hooligans or, anything out of the ordinary there. We do have, facilities operations workers on second and third shift that may be called to emergencies there.
At most I'd get is probably like the students saying like, I don't like my roommate or something of such nature, but it's nothing like where there is some sort of like police intervention needed.
I'm not sure because I'm pretty new to it, but recently I think they're pretty safe. I haven't had any problems, so
I think so.
So for each RO, so we have the RA level of support, then there's the hall director on call, the AC on call, and then our leadership serves in a rotation. But what we always encourage our students to do is reach out to public safety first before they get anybody else involved.
I'm Kat Sheridan with the 5 Cent Cigar.
Thanks, Kat. Next up, students participated in an egg drop competition hosted by the Sojourn Collegiate on Wednesday, February 12th. To see whose eggs cracked, here's the story from Peyton Luiz.
Hi, I'm Peyton Luiz here at the Sojourn Egg Drop event. Come on, let's go check it out. The Egg Drop event, put on by Sojourn, pitted 10 teams against each other to see who could build a device that could protect an egg from a 30-foot drop.
I'd say I think fun can be deeper than just having fun. That's probably like our biggest thing we talk about. I think when you have fun, it lowers your barriers, it lowers your ability to actually, you can trust other people a lot better. And so I think fun for us is not just like a fun come and just kind of laugh. I think it's so much deeper of you're getting to know someone else on a deeper level.
The teams had about an hour to create their devices. So what's your strategy for the egg drop?
We're essentially doing just layers upon layers.
So far we're thinking that we put a balloon over the top to ensure that it doesn't pop out.
3, 2, 1. It's safe. That's solid. That was good. Woo! Nice one. Woo! That's a crack. I'm sorry. Woo!
I hear the eggs.
That was awesome. Oh, that's pretty good. Okay. I don't think that was. Hell yeah!
That was an incredible egg drop. I'm Peyton Luiz with the 5 Cent Cigar. Back to you.
Thanks, Peyton. Will Holt spoke to URI students this week about their opinions on the recently enacted ban of transgender students in the NCAA. Here's the story.
On February 5th, President Donald Trump signed an executive order banning transgender women and girls from competing in sports. We went across the URI campus to see what students think about this executive order and if they would support having a transgender athlete compete in their URI teams.
I think trans women should compete in sports. There's a lot of things I don't know. I will fully admit. There's a lot I don't know. But I know typically estrogen and progesterone levels end up being the same as women. Testosterone levels end up being the same as women. Yeah, I don't like trauma.
It's the first time hearing about it, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's both sides of it. It's kind of shocking doing it so early. It feels like it might be rushed a little bit. So that's about as much of an opinion I have. It feels a little rushed. He's been in office a couple weeks now, but yeah.
Stupid.
I think he's a mind his own damn business.
If URI was to say have a trans woman athlete on their basketball team or any other sports team, would you support that?
Yeah. Absolutely.
As long as they're in compliance with what the school's requiring, the state, whatever, I'd be all for it. They identify as a woman, they're a woman. They identify as a man, they're a man. As long as they're following, the rules and regulations that we have in place, I'd have no issues.
I feel like people should be able to do what they want to do.
I don't know too much, but I don't like to kind of interfere in things that I don't have too much of a say in.
Yeah.
I'm not transgender, so I don't think we should be dictating what we can and can't do.
I'm Will Holt with the 5 Cent Cigar.
Thanks, Will. With President's Day just having passed, in our final news story for the week, Chan-Smutko spoke to professors about their perspectives on President Trump's actions so far in office.
Hi, this is Chan-Smutko, and here is a summary of all of Trump's policies.
As of February 14, Trump signed 64 executive orders according to the Federal Register of Presidential Documents.
For more on Trump's plans, Daniel Carrig, an assistant teaching professor of political science at URI, has the information.
Right, like some people made the argument that threatening the 25% tariff on Canada was good because it got them to secure the border more. Right, like you can make the argument that, okay, like I made the big threat and now I'm getting something out of Mexico and Canada because I made the threat and then I backed the threat down.
With all of Trump's new policies, this begs the question, are they ethical? Raymond Cox III, an assistant teaching professor of political science at URI, has the answer.
There are decisions that are being made, or justifications of various choices of getting rid of people, firing them, that are potentially illegal, that'll have to be worked out in the courts, but certainly are unethical because you're basically reneging on the norms and practices of how we hire people in the civil service, and you're threatening the livelihood of people for specious reasons.
Finally, how should Congress be responding to these orders? Peter McLaughlin, an assistant professor of political science at URI, gives his input.
They can call out sort of the power claims that the president is making around who has the power to spend federal money and impound federal money.
This has been Chan-Smutko with the Good 5 Cent Cigar. Back to you.
Thanks, Casey. Let's look ahead at what's going on this week at URI. On Friday at 3:30 p.m., the Beaupre Center will host a lecture on search dogs as part of its forensic science seminar series. Stop by to hear from Matthew Zarella about how these furry friends can help rescue humans. The Dress History Association will be hosting a Bridgerton-themed ball this Saturday in the Memorial Union from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Head over in your best Regency attire to enjoy some themed activities. Finally, women's lacrosse will compete this weekend in their third game of their inaugural season. Stop by Meade Stadium on Saturday at 1 p.m. to see the Rams take on Rider University. And with that, I'll shoot it over to David Okula for this week's Rhody Sports Corner.
Hello and welcome to the Rhody Sports Corner, your place for all the latest updates across URI athletics. I'm David Okula. Women's basketball hosted Senior Day and its Play for K game on Saturday afternoon. 3 members of the team were honored in a pre-game ceremony as part of the festivities. As for the action on the court, the Rams use a dominating 33-point third quarter to take down LaSalle 77-54. Gerard Villemenay had the special day covered from the Ryan Center.
On Senior Day earlier Saturday afternoon, the University of Rhode Island's women's team hosted LaSalle University, where the Rams handled business at the Ryan Center as they defeated the Explorers 77-54. Rhode Island and LaSalle were evenly matched in the first two quarters, and URI went into halftime with a 24-20 lead.
Listen, our first two quarters, we were completely undisciplined. Everything was forced, and we had 2 assists. So when you look at a sheet, and that's not like us, you have 2 assists, it tells me, people are trying to go off the bounce, they're not sharing the ball. We took really bad shots offensively. Defense wasn't horrendous, but we had no offensive flow.
In the second half, Rhody found a spark and led an onslaught against LaSalle.
So when we came in at halftime, we had to calm them down, take a deep breath, refocus. It was focus and discipline. We've got to get back to sharing the basketball, knowing who you are and what you do within the offense, and we didn't do that in the first half.
Fourth-year center Honey Carr led Rhode Island in scoring with 23 points while playing for over 32 minutes.
The talk we have in the halftime, we gotta keep going, and we gotta put the paddle on the metal, right? That's how you say it. So. But I think we kept that composure, and we kept that poise, and we kept going, and that's what we do, and that's something we kind of struggled in the last game, and that was our goal, to kind of come out with that energy in the third quarter and keep that going in the fourth quarters.
All but one of Rhode Island's players scored that appeared on the court during the game. LaSalle only had a lead on Rhode Island for only 57 seconds until Rhode Island took over the game in the first quarter. Reporting from the Ryan Center, my name is Gerard Villemenay, Rhody Sports Corner.
Men's basketball kept the fun rolling at the Ryan Center on Saturday with its 86-71 victory over LaSalle. The win marks the first time the Rams have won back-to-back conference games this season. Once again, here's Gerard Villemenay with the story.
The University of Rhode Island's men's team also hosted LaSalle University at the Ryan Center, where Rhode Island defeated the Explorers 86-71. The Rams led the entire game as they dominated LaSalle offensively.
Well, good win for our team. LaSalle is a difficult team for us to play, and we worked very, very hard in the last couple days, obviously from our first performance, to be a lot better offensively.
Fourth-year guard Jaden House led the team in scoring with 16 points, followed by fourth-year center Javonte Brown with 13 points. Rams head coach Archie Miller was satisfied with the team's win, but more specifically with House's performance.
I'm proud of him. He had a tough night on Wednesday. I didn't really like his body language, to be honest with you. I think he was really down on himself, just down how he was playing, and I thought it let it carry into this bench, how he talked. I just looked at him after Wednesday and didn't really like where his vibe was after a big win like that.
I owe my team one. Didn't play the best. Didn't have the best mindset last game. And we still came out with a win, but I knew that I owe my teammates, a better mindset and a better game today.
But I'm proud of him because, he's a resilient guy. He wants to win. He wants to play well. And I don't think he got off to a great start Wednesday and let it bother him. But he was much ready to go on Thursday and Friday, and I thought he had it going here a little bit today. I don't know what his line was, but he was good. House was house today. He looked the part.
The Rams will be on the road for their next game as they will face St. Louis University on Saturday at 2:30 p.m. Once again, reporting from the Ryan Center, my name is Gerard Villemenay, Rhody Sports Corner.
As for some other scores and results around campus this week, women's basketball hosted St. Joseph's on Wednesday night in a battle between two top 5 teams in the conference. Baseball took 2 of 3 on the road against William and Mary this weekend with a record-breaking offensive performance in the series finale. In its first game at the Division I level, women's lacrosse prevailed over Merrimack in a thrilling 11-10 win at Meade Stadium on Monday. Then the Rams welcomed in Central Connecticut State on Wednesday afternoon. Men's and women's track and field both made the trip to Boston University this weekend for the David Hemry Valentine Invitational, while the men's team also went to Yale for a meet on Saturday. Finally, women's tennis lost its first match of the year against NGIT on Saturday, but quickly bounced back by defeating Hofstra on Sunday to move to 5-1 on the season. That will do it for this week's of the Rhody Sports Corner. If you want to stay updated on all things Rhody athletics, make sure to follow us on social media at @cigar_sports. Back to you, Maya.
Thanks, David. That's all we have for you this week, folks. Thank you for tuning in. Be sure to follow us here and on Instagram at Rhody Cigar and pick up our print paper anywhere on campus to stay up to date with all your URI news. Until next week, I'm your host, Maia Hembruff. This is the Good 5 Cent Cigar Newscast, and have a lovely week, Rhody.